still little.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, you still little.
Trying.
So what way better to start off than to prepare our first pre-workout snack? So every item that you see on here has a specific purpose and reason why. So you're gonna want to start off simple carb, can be easily digested and uses energy for sugar, as well as some honey. Typical recommendations are different between individuals for how many carbohydrates you should have pre-workout. I usually try to have around anywhere between 50 to 60 grams, around 30 minutes. Shredded coconut, full of MCT oils, they're very different from normal fat. They're also used very easily and readily for energy. Some cinnamon for some taste, and I really should have got a plate. And finally, half of a banana for some more energy. So the good thing to keep in mind here is when you're eating this, your cells are gonna open up. They're gonna open due to the insulin response from the carbohydrates, and they're gonna absorb this energy, and you're gonna be able to use it during your workout. That's why it's so important to always try to use carbohydrates before a workout. Don't load up on fat. You can use a little bit of easily digestible protein, but carbs are easily gonna be your best bet. So I'm gonna chow this down. I'm gonna chow this down here in a second, as a matter of fact, because I wanna get to our next component. So, pure beet juice, nitric oxide booster, tart cherry, anti-inflammatory, liquid IV with caffeine, more energy and glucose, and then alpha lion pump, just for that extra vasodilation. And I definitely don't recommend dry scooping usually. That was great. These are also carbohydrates, like in liquid form. Obviously, this is pure. Make sure you read your label, know what it has in it. You don't want to be buying a bunch of like concentrate or not high sugar, but like corn syrup based things. I typically drink about half of this water bottle. I might make a mess, but oh well. I'll fill it up with a quarter of this. I'll throw my alpha line in there, so it's easier to mix. I'll go scoop and a half today because I'm feeling kind of dangerous, you know. And also, I'll do about half of this as well. I don't feel like completely overloading my whole body with sugar right now. Although it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna use all this for exercise, so I'm just gonna be dead after my workout. It's not a big deal. Put that in there, and then top her off with the pure tart cherry. And this might just be preference for myself, but I like to eat my pre-workout first before I drink my like ergogenic aids, just so, well, got beet juice on my banana, just so I can process the liquids better, and my body's already responded to the food. So right before the gym, I also brush my teeth after I eat these things, so I can have a nice clean breath when I'm talking to the ladies. But yeah, we will catch you in the car. Here we go, baby. Let it kill this tree down the hatch. I think we're filling some back. Definitely not some back. I don't know why I said that. Filling some biceps, some shoulders today. This is definitely not the best tasting, but you get over it. It's one of those things that you have to accept, you know. It's a sacrifice, but it's worth it. Cheers. of water. That is key, essential. I see very many people in the gym with no water, or maybe 1 16-ounce water bottle. Buddy, if you're training as hard as you're supposed to be, you're gonna be going through it. Like, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be sweating, but if you train hard, you will be very thirsty. You'll be using a lot of energy. You need more than one little water bottle. Switch that pre. So probably, I would say, start off with some barbell curls to warm up. Literally just a bar. Just gotta prime your muscles a little bit. I don't think to benefit and gain a lot of muscle you need to be in the gym any longer than 2 hours. Like, that's pushing it. The only reason why I say 2 hours and not 1 is because I think a lot of people don't understand how long it really takes for your body to start reacting to the intensive exercise and the amount of force it has to exert for each group. So when you're training, man, before you, like, I don't always gauge it on the pump. I mean, it's pretty easy to gauge on the pump if you're getting warmed up or not, but I like to just warm up a little bit with a little bit of weight, just so I can get that nice contraction, get that movement, that mind-muscle connection, man. That is another level. In order to really truly feel all your muscle fibers and the contractions and each muscle group, it's essential to have that connection, that really good connection with your mind and your muscle. So that's what I like to do. It's kind of like I'm priming it, right? I'm priming my pump, doing maybe a little bit of stretching, some light exercises for whichever muscle group I'm going to do. So for example, today I'll do barbell curls to warm up. I'll do some chin-ups to warm up, very isolated on the bicep. Those are definitely one of the exercises where you can overload your bicep if you need a way to gauge your progress and strength. I mean, first of all, you got to make sure you can do a chin-up or a pull-up. So if you're past that level, you're missing out on the progressive overload that you can use with your own weight. Like, for example, biceps, you can get a weighted dip belt and, you know, add some weight and progressively overload your curls, your chin-ups, your biceps, and just be able to create a stronger response since you're pushing more weight, essentially, right? So that's great. Number one, I would say bicep exercise, either curls or chin-ups. If you can do a really good chin-up isolating your bicep, it really is another level. But going back to the pull-ups, if you can't do a pull-up yet, you should definitely work your way up to doing it. Oh, duh. Well, yeah, how? Well, if you can't do it, you can use an assisted machine. You can literally ask somebody to hold you so you can train. But pull-ups and just calisthenics workouts in general, like push-ups, pull-ups, dips, all those exercises are just staples. I think they're very overlooked, but for me personally, for sure, they have exponentially increased. Just like even the fun and variety of training, as well as the response that I got from it, because I can tell, like I said, since I've been doing those, like I used to not even be able to do a pull-up, and I just kept going and going and going, and now I can, you know, do muscle ups and weighted pull-ups. So I've seen that progress over the years. So that's, you know, a great way to do things if you don't want to just worry about the weight. About to pull up to the gym. Hopefully it's not too busy. I'll try to shoot a few shots while I'm training. I definitely don't have a tripod or anything of that sense with me, so I'll have to improvise. But that's what we're here for. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Bear Grylls, come on up. Legend. Oh, I love this place. I'm ready. I'll see these. Like pre-pump check, right? We have some biceps and some shoulders. Let's go. I'm gonna do some poses in this crack lining. Shout out. MC Athletic. MC Thank you. Definitely start side by side chest. Thumbs up.
You still little. Sorry, bro. Yeah, you still little.
Trying. Well, that was brutal. But now, it's time for the best part of the day. To make a long story short, let me explain the whole process about getting your post-workout meal. When should you get it in? Like right now, should I be scarfing down my protein shake right now? Just got out of the gym. No, not really. It would be a little optimal. It'd be pretty cool if I could do that if I had one, but you can sacrifice 15 to 30 minutes to get home and eat something nutritious rather than buying something immediately after you get out the gym. I've never done that in my life. There's no reason to. You should definitely get a very heavy, not very heavy, but a dense carbohydrate and protein heavy meal, because after working out, your body obviously uses a lot of energy, a lot of force, you sweat, get dehydrated. It's a whole nother physiological process that happens when you train very hard and strenuously. So after you're done training, your body is very sensitive to, more than anything, insulin after training, like I said. So as soon as you have a carbohydrate, I mean, it depends if it's simple or complex, but when you have a carb, I mean, your insulin's gonna spike up and your cells are gonna open and they're gonna absorb pretty much everything you give them. So it is very, very, very good to take advantage of this. Like, there's typically, I would say, an hour or two. You shouldn't wait any longer than about like an hour and a half. I mean, you'd probably be starving as well. I mean, I couldn't wait that long. So how do you go about making the food? Like I said, carbohydrate and protein, but those things are going to promote immediate muscle repair, and as well as replenishing your glycogen stores that you use while weight training or whatever the case may be. I mean, if you're doing cardio, that's a whole nother thing. I might explain that later, but for now, for weight training, if you get your post-workout meal in, you definitely want to focus on making it as lean as possible, and I guess, very dense in nutrients, like having fruit. I mean, you could go straight, have fruit, and then drink. You could have a protein shake if you have that at home, but you could also cook like chicken breast or a very lean beef, or whatever the case may be. But one very important thing to understand is that you need to consume a complete protein, more specifically a protein that has leucine in it. Well, what is leucine? Leucine is an amino acid, essential amino acid, which means that you have to obtain from your diet, because but your body produces non-essential amino acids that you don't have to eat through your diet. Essential means you have to eat through your diet. So leucine, not all protein foods, and I mean, not everything that has protein is going to have leucine, because it might be incomplete. So you definitely want to look out for leucine-rich foods like milk, chicken breast. Leucine is definitely found more in animal products, more than anything. But why leucine? I kind of got off track, but here we are again. Leucine is the essential amino acid that is the main driver of the mTOR pathway. What's the mTOR pathway? The mTOR pathway, the mammalian target of rapamycin to be exact, is a pathway that is mainly in charge of muscle protein synthesis and making protein and muscle, reparation, etc. So if you're not getting the leucine in, then you're not going to start that process of rebuilding your muscles. So it goes back, what would be optimal, or what would be a good choice for a post-workout meal? Lean, animal-based, fruit for carbohydrate. I mean, you could have honey. You really are going to want a simple carbohydrate so you can get a really big response to that sensitivity after exercise. But for the most part, you definitely have to take advantage of getting that post-workout meal in, because it's just essential. You're not going to see any results if you're not eating the adequate amounts of protein, carbs, and fats. The only thing with fats, you can have some fat, of course. Fat is essential as well, and well, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat are essential. But they just slow down the process of muscle protein synthesis and absorption mostly. But remember, you're sensitive, like your cells are sensitive after you work out. So if you consume a little bit of fat that's rich along with fat soluble vitamins, not a supplement, but actual vitamins that are in your food, and you eat a little bit of fat, you might benefit a whole lot more from consuming a little bit of fat and not worrying about the caloric density or whatever by getting a better response from your body. So me, I haven't even thought about what I'm gonna have. So I think I will have, I'm about to get home as well, I'm very close. I have ground beef, but I feel like it's a little, I don't really want to consume that much fat right now. I'd rather eat it like a little later. Like Greek yogurt, perfect. Greek yogurt with some fruit and some honey. Oh my goodness. That is, I don't know, I think that's undefeated. I don't know why I even was wondering. Because of course I'm gonna eat food, I'm gonna eat my dinner. But now, the way my everything's set up, really, everything's different. It's just better for me to consume a a decent sized snack to take advantage of the post workout, but as well as not completely, like, you know, eat too much because I'm so hungry. And it's as lean as it gets. I mean, Greek yogurt, I have the Oikos 000. You're gonna have the perfect amount of carbs and the perfect amount of protein, no fat. I can add a little bit more carbs with some fruit and some honey and some more taste with cinnamon. Really, it's to your preference, but that's what we got going on. I'm about to get home. Might make one more video, but yeah. I'd like to apologize and say that monounsaturated fat is not essential, and polyunsaturated fats, omega-3, omega-6 to be specific, are essential. Omega-9, non-essential. So I used ISO 100 hydrolyzed mixes, amazing. I really haven't been using protein powder as much, and this is usually the only brand I've used. I've tried the Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, but I prefer vanilla most because I can make it more nutritious. That's the bad thing for me about like all the flavored protein powders, like chocolate, peanut butter, birthday cake, you name it. It's not easy to mix that stuff together, like with fruit and some other like stuff. I feel like it's just a bunch of artificial ingredients and sweeteners, which of course it's gonna have sweetener because in order to get such a lean protein source, you have to, and it be appetizing, you have to have some type of sweet component. So this has 2.6 grams of leucine. I believe the recommended amount, or the amount that it takes leucine to stimulate the muscle protein synthesis is very small. It's like 1 gram, I believe. I'm not too sure, I have to look that up. So here we go. I'm talking way too much. 1 scoop of vanilla. This is 5 grams of creatine, the even scoop. I would say I'm a bigger individual, so I'm gonna go about like 8, maybe, you know. Your body excretes all the creatine that it's not uses, so through urine. You'll pee it out. Don't take 30 grams a day. It's not gonna benefit you in any way, but I just want to make sure I'm getting enough. And I don't mind using a little more, so that's what I'm doing. Fairlife, low fat milk, use whatever you want, depending on your goals, of course. It's really not a significant amount of calories between low fat and whole milk, as people think, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Then we're gonna add some Ceylon cinnamon. I put cinnamon on literally everything. So to elaborate on that, that's not cassia, I believe you pronounce it. It's Ceylon cinnamon. It's from Sri Lanka. So there's 2 different types, Rahani, of cinnamon. The more industrial and more commonly used one. If you consume a lot of it, it can cause a little bit of liver toxicity because cinnamon is an antioxidant and that's where it's metabolized. So we have frozen berries, and then I have this like not leftovers, but the rest of this tropical fruit blend. This is like $13 for 3 pounds. It's really not bad. I definitely suggest investing in buying frozen fruit for this exact reason. Like, if you can't eat your fruit, if you have trouble eating fruit, buy it frozen, mix it up with some other good stuff, and blend it and drink it. It's not hard. So here I have pure, pretty much protein, 25 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 2 grams of carbs. I have, just eyeing it, 20 grams of carbs here per cup. I don't know. I can't do it. I don't have my skill right now. A little bit of honey, more carbs, I have protein, and to top it off, the most overpowering smoothie fruit ever made, the nanner. Like, you already know. The banana always takes the cake for being the most empowering and strong and nourishing and energetic fruit on the planet. So, here we go. And the fruit, you don't have to add, since it's frozen, you don't have to add ice. That's like the best part about it. I'll mix it up a little bit in here. Honestly, I need way more liquid, so I'm not gonna torch this blend. It's about to be satisfying. Y'all ready? Because I am hungry, I'm starving. I don't know if I should make another clip of me cooking food. I probably will. Sorry. I'm sorry. I have to. Yeah. Delicious. Alrighty. Give it a little shake up over the sink so we don't make a mess. Ooh. I feel like it's strong. Like, so good. But the fruit is honestly so sweet. Might need a little less. But at the same time, what more can you ask for? Virtually zero fat and antioxidants everywhere. MCTs, fiber. It's great. Love it. I'm out.